Now, I'd like to believe that the 10th time is the charm. You know, I'd like to believe that the 10th time is the charm. The third time is the charm. Um, I already did this stream many times. Uh, YouTube, they don't have like an auto, they don't have auto start on the stream automatically. So when I hit start, anyways, we're just gonna get into it. All right, this is workers being lazy, and it's a TikTok compilation. They're telling all the reasons that they don't like to work for their job.
Don't want to work. People don't want to work. People don't want to work. People want to work because they want to check. Okay, they just don't want to have to deal with bullshit while they work. They want to go to work, get their check, go home, and call it.
Okay, here's the thing. You work anywhere. It doesn't matter where you work. Before you put your application in, it tells you all the stuff that you're going to be dealing with at that job. You know what you're getting yourself into. Like, you're not, you know the expectation.
Call it a day. The thing about it is these jobs not doing that. They want you to come to work and deal with bullshit. And who got that to do when life is stressful enough as it is?
Kind of went black grandma on me there at the end.
I remember I was working at this job. It was through a temp agency. I was doing like...
Sorry, it's not even, it's like Ebonics. It's like Southern Ebonics, but you definitely went like grandma there on me at the end.
Internet tickets if your internet was down, so of course you're getting cussed out the whole time. The whole day at work, you're getting cussed out the whole day at work.
Yeah, I mean, I deal with personal insults in my career pretty much all day. Anytime I promote or market my stuff, which I have to do. It's part of what I do. I have to get my stuff out there. I get personal attacks all the time. I mean, I still have to do it. It's still part of what's necessary to accomplish the goal of the company.
Anyways, the supervisors will always be on vacation because this job had very good benefits. And they had team leads though. So team leads will be there and they get all the overtime they could because it's money.
So you have all that purpose. You have the good benefits, the good money, and you still can't deal with the why.
At the end of the day, but they'll be on the clock.
You still can't deal with the how. You still can't deal with the stuff that you have to go through.
Not really working. They'll be outside for an hour whoop. So one day I need a supervisor to come to the phone, aka team lead. The team leads all went on break together. They gone for about an hour. So
now, you have a point here. They should have a team lead stick around, and they should always have a team lead, at least one, on the clock.
Lady was on hold for about an hour. They called me downstairs after quality reviewed the phone call. They talking about some, well, if you apologize, you can keep your job.
Okay, so pretty much, run it back. There's a lady that called up. They need to speak to the lead. The team lead's all on break. They're all on lunch break, eating their lunch. And he lets the leads know while they're on break that this lady needs to talk to him. And their response is to apologize to her, and he can keep his job. My response, if I was the team lead, would have been like, well, why didn't you apologize and tell her to, or, call her back, or have us call her back whenever we're off break? Why didn't you? So I guess there was kind of two wrongs there. These managers were kind of rude about it. But yeah, I would have been like, yeah, why didn't you just apologize and have us call them back? And would have been taken care of. This guy didn't apologize. He just went on, I guess, put her on hold.
You want me to apologize because your folks was on break all together at the same time? You must be fucking crazy. And this is the check I needed. This is the last day I needed to make sure that I could pay my rent. Fire me, baby. I'm not apologizing for a fuck thing.
Okay, well then don't apologize for a thing.
I really need someone to help me fully understand this.
Okay, so They're hiring general managers at McDonald's $60,000 a year. They get a 401k, insurance, car, and phone allowance. So they're pretty much paying for your insurance and your car and your phone. You get a bonus. I mean, that's like a good quality of life. That's a really good quality of life to sit there and lead people to flip burgers, to sit there and lead a team to make sure that they're taking the sandwiches out after 30 minutes, changing the fries every hour, changing out the oil and fucking filtering out the oil every night in the fryers. To be honest, $60,000 to make sure that's all done, that's a good fucking deal. And if that's your job, boy, you better appreciate the shit out of it.
To make this make sense.
Don't do it. It is not worth it. I'll help you out right now.
Now, Jordan's about to go in about, probably, customer service. First of all, you have to deal with customers. You're going to get cussed out, but that's literally anywhere you go.
I promise you that job is 100% not worth it. Context clues. There's a reason why there is a sign outside the drive-thru explaining only the benefits to the job, because the issues far outweigh the benefits. Ask anybody that's worked at a McDonald's. They'll tell you right now that job is not worth it. You get what I'm saying? The reason why they have a sign is because nobody is applying. That's why, right? If you work at that McDonald's in that position, you have to be a fully trained martial artist, right? A therapist, a problem solver.
Okay, one thing I can tell you, they don't have nobody applying. Jordan, they have many people applying. They have plenty of folks putting applications in for this job. But you go in here and you're talking about you have to be a trained martial artist.
Martial artist, right? A therapist.
And a therapist. No, you don't. You don't need to fight anybody in retail, or not retail, but customer service. You don't have to fight anybody in customer service. That's just a fat cap. You're exaggerating to the fucking max to be funny. Which is, it's kind of funny, but if we weren't talking about something that could really affect the way the job market is viewed, I'd say that's hilarious, but this happens to be the topic, so.
Just a problem solver, and honestly, a chef just in case, right? Anybody who's worked in a McDonald's will tell you, if you had a choice between working at McDonald's or Target, just enjoy your unemployment.
Okay. Now, Jordan's proposition is, if you have to choose between working at McDonald's or Target, go sleep on the bench outside on the curb.
You get what I'm saying?
Y'all can't really see me much, but right now, I'm outside of Amazon. And I just want to say to the people that have worked this job for weeks, months, years, y'all really doing it, because I don't know how y'all do it. I only been here this is day 3 for me. No, I walked the fuck out because no.
She walked out because no.
I was doing, for the people who do work at Amazon, I was doing stowing. And at first they gave me 4 lanes to do, which I don't know why 4 lanes seem a little bit easier than 2.
Okay, so she's doing stowing at Amazon. A very fast-paced sorting job where you pull a package off of a line, you scan the label on it, and then there's a screen that tells you what bin to put it in. Not a very hard or taxing job. I wouldn't consider it hard. Like, you're not picking up boxes that are strengthening your muscles by any means. This is cardio. You know, if this was a workout, this would be cardio. This isn't strength training here. So taxing, I mean, I wouldn't call it a taxing job. I mean, it's taxing on the paycheck, but we're just talking about the actual job here, because you left because the work got hard. You walked out because the work got hard. And one thing you got to understand about warehouse work is the flow of things can vary. You can be fast 1 minute, boxes one after the other, and then the next minute you can be slow with barely any fucking thing to do. It depends on who's ordering stuff. It depends on the associates around you and how fast they work. It depends on different closed roads and stuff, if they even got shipments properly. You know, maybe a fucking tractor trailer truck broke down on the way there. A lot of fucking factors go into how fast you're working at these jobs. And so that you're going to have these moments where it's really fast, just like any other workplace. And then you're going to have times where it's slow. Get through the fast stuff. You got to deal with the fast stuff. You have to deal with it. You have to learn how to deal with that stuff. I had to do it as well. I had to do it at FedEx. I had to do it at UPS. I had to do it at many other warehouses. It's part of what you do at a warehouse. It's part of the job.
I don't know. Maybe it's because at first it was slow and then it started to speed up, because I had 4 at first and then more people came, so then I ended up only having 2. And the packages would just not stop. Like, they just kept piling up, and I just felt like I was going so slow. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm just like, you can do it. Don't get in your head. I can't do this shit. I took that damn dolphin and finger scanner thing. I logged out of that bitch and I set it on the desk and I clocked out. And I'm still in the parking lot right now.
Dude, stop giving up on the jobs. Let the jobs give up on you. These reasons aren't good enough. You guys don't have a good enough reason to start this big movement. Unless you guys are really going in. This ain't the movement. This ain't my movement. This ain't Nath's movement. If you think you're impressing Nath, you're not impressing Nath. This isn't why Nath doesn't like to work.
Fuck that shit.
I've never experienced burnout the way I'm experiencing it right now. I work a 6-figure job in advertising, and these are the 5 things that make me feel like I'm burning out. Number 1, commuting. Don't understand why we're doing that. We should all have the option to go to the office, which I feel like is more likely to make me get to the office.
Okay, so that's kind of an understandable argument, right? She says that she's forced to go to the office, and that pressure kind of makes her not want to go. If she had the option to go, she would be a lot more excited to go.
Because I have the option. Number 2, back-to-back meetings. No explanation needed.
No, she's talking about back-to-back meetings. She works in an advertising job. She could be working between 2 different teams of people that do 2 different things. Like, one team writes the script, the other team actually films the advertisement, and she might have to work between these 2 teams. And they have different conversations. So you might not always be able to cram it into one meeting.
Number 3, doing more work than was scoped. No explanation needed.
I mean, yeah, pretty much any industry will agree with you on that. Any worker in any industry will agree.
Number 4, being bamboozled into flexible and or unlimited PTO.
What does that mean? This is the 3rd time I'm doing this stream, 3rd time I'm watching this video due to technical difficulties. I'm not going to get into it. What does that mean? What is unlimited PTO? What does that mean? And how do you get bamboozled into it? Like, don't threaten me with a good time, buddy.
Absolutely no explanation needed. And then number 5, very, very short timelines. Why are we working so hard?
Very short timelines. Why are we working so hard? Okay, you got short due dates and stuff like that. That's part of a 6-figure job. That's all part of it. Like, sometimes you got to be a Minuteman. All right? When America is the victim of World War III and we need our Minutemen out there, like, we're going to need Minutemen, not fucking 40-day advertising consultants.
You just told me about the project you want to launch next month. Go to hell.
Well, that's kind of the industry for you. I mean, the market is it's a fast moving motherfucker.
Truly.
Not every job is worth the peas. That being said, I will still stay in the job because of the peas. But fam, some jobs make you question your sanity. As in, man's waking up at 4 a.m, coming into work with a jacket,
4 a.m. coming in with a jacket.
to come out 4 p.m. and the sun is beaming 27 degrees, bro.
The sun is beaming 27 degrees. If he's talking about Celsius, that's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So if he's going in and it's cold, it's probably like 50, 60 degrees. He's coming out, it's 80. Pretty understandable jump there. I could see why you'd be pissed off about that.
Like, bruv, man's body's just aching, bruv. Man's body's aching, bruv. Like, I don't even know how to tell you. Like, my pump faked myself like 3 times. I'm gonna walk out in it. When I was like, I want the money still. Like, some jobs actually make you question if unemployment's actually better, fam. That being said, though, some of you, man, are your online orders. You, man, mock it, fam. The way you had me working, fam. Pause. Like, just go to the shop and buy it, bro. Like, bro, my body hurts, bro. No, man, sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and just evaluate. Is it really worth it? You get me?
Raquel here on this beautiful Sunday. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
I mean, depends. Is it worth it? Do the math. Check how much you spend every month. Check how much you make every month. Tell me if it's worth it.
Buy it, bro. Like,
New grads, hell, you could have been doing this for 20 plus years. I just want y'all to know. This job is not worth your safety and sanity. This job is not worth your safety and sanity. Y'all know I do travel nursing. Besides asking where the poop bathroom is and where the Pyxis is, my most important question is where the AMA and where the refusal of care forms are. Give me them. Because this job is not worth my safety and sanity. I totally understand wanting to follow orders, follow protocols and procedures, but this job is not worth your safety and sanity.
And that's pretty much what we have this video. It's pretty much 5 minutes of her talking about her experiences in being a nurse. Sorry, we have a lot of traffic outside. You know what I mean? People have to move things back and forth, whether they're hauling stuff or stuff like that. They actually are doing something with their life. So I'm sorry if you hear some people driving back and forth.
Listen, we gotta learn how to remove.
But pretty much, she's talking about, as a nurse, she hears problems about, oh, this baby's having this problem, and she doesn't want to fix it. She just documents it and moves forward. Disconnect herself from the situation is what she's talking about. She's talking about, patients that do need her help, and she was trying to help the patients, but the patients don't want her help. So there's 2 sides of the coin. Some patients don't want her help, and then there's some patients that she doesn't want to help. So I don't know. I just think that if you're gonna sit there and pick and choose what fucking things you're gonna be dealing with, then don't be a nurse. That's all part of being a nurse, is that there's a wide variety of different problems you're gonna be dealing with.
For themselves. Why? Okay.
I stopped doing overtime at jobs when my supervisor at the psych ward that I used to work for, she explained it to me. If you literally make your state's minimum wage or just a little above that, overtime is literally an overexertion of your energy and you're not getting paid for it. Because check this out.
So this guy's point's pretty interesting. This guy's point's pretty interesting. He goes into the numbers a little bit and the taxes and like kind of the numbers a little bit and why it's not worth it to do overtime. And just take a listen.
You make minimum wage and you do overtime.
This is only if you make minimum wage.
The more you work and the more money you make, your tax bracket goes up little by little by little. And you know what follows the tax bracket? The taxes. And the more you work, the more taxes that they're going to take out. So essentially, you're overexerting yourself and getting nothing in return. Actually, you'll end up making less money if you like do overtime and like take people's shifts and stuff like that. And ever since I was taught that, I've never worked overtime at another job in my life. And that was almost 3 years ago since I've been told that. You paying minimum wage? Absolutely not. I'm not staying later. I'm not replacing nobody. I'm not covering nobody's shift. This is a thumb twiddling job. Pay me more, and then we'll have different things to talk about.
All right. So, a few things here. They're not going to pay you more for doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. It doesn't just increase in intrinsic value because you say it should. It's still, the work is still only worth so much. The thing you're doing is still only worth so much. The consumer is still only going to be willing to pay so fucking much for the product. We've learned that in like fast food and stuff, how people can no longer afford it because these fast food workers are demanding outrageous fucking living conditions.
Okay, so these are the top 3 worst jobs I ever worked for. Okay, these are the worst jobs that I ever worked for. I'm pretty sure if you work for these jobs, you can attest to this. Okay, now watch this. Okay, first we're gonna start the list with Amazon. Okay, I used to work at Amazon warehouse, and when I tell you they're gonna work you like a slave, they're gonna work you like a damn slave out there. Like seriously. Only thing they missing is the whips and chains.
All right. So you're being worked like a slave, minus the whips and chains. So, based on what I've read in the history books, that's a lot of manual labor. You're sweating hard, almost to the point where you could be mistaken for getting out of the shower, right? You're so wet that it could be mistaken for that you just got out of the shower. That's how sweaty you are. And I've been there. I've worked at places like that. And one thing I can tell you about knowing you're going to get the paycheck, right? When you know you're going to get the paycheck, it's not hard at all. When you know what that paycheck's going towards, you see, your pet's face, or you see the picture of your house in your head while you're working, you're picturing your house, your family, your dog, your fucking sister, whoever you're taking care of. It's very easy to deal with pretty much any amount of hard work. It's so easy to just zone out and get in the rhythm of doing something, right?
I'm telling you, like, yeah, the paychecks be okay, it'd be cool, it'd be decent, but you're never gonna have time to actually spend your check. I mean, it's good if you want to save money, but if you actually want to go out and have fun and actually live a regular life, yeah, Amazon wasn't for me.
Okay, so you're saying that the work-to-life balance is too much work, not enough life. But, dude, take some PTO. Take some fucking, take your weekends. Go somewhere. Drive to a local city that you haven't gone to that's in your state. You know what I mean? Do something fun.
Too much work. Crazy. Okay, next on the list, you got Walmart. Now, when I worked at Walmart, it was pretty cool. It was pretty decent. I used to work in the deli department. But the thing about Walmart is it's retail. In retail, you got to deal with customers. You got to be a people person, which I'm not. Okay, this is a super center. You got customers asking me about 55-inch plasma screen TVs. Bitch, this is the fucking deli.
Okay. Then just say, hey, I'm sorry. This is the deli. You're going to have to go over to electronics. I mean, how fucking hard is that? Just redirect them to the solution. Apologize for what you can't fulfill. Tell them why you can't fulfill it. And redirect them to the solution.
Do you want turkey or ham? Pepper jack or American cheese? I don't know nothing about electronics. You got to go over there and ask them. Working with retail, when you clock out and go to lunch or break, all the customers think that you're still on the clock because you got your uniform still on. Lady, don't ask me shit. I'm trying to get to the car. Leave me alone. Ask somebody. Okay, and last but not least, any job that you got to get paid on commission. Okay, I used to work for AT&T. I used to knock on people's doors and try to sell them internet connection. Knocking on doors is the worst job you can have. Definitely if you're growing up in Baltimore City. Growing up in Baltimore City, you knock on somebody's door, they might fuck around and shoot you.
Fuck around and shoot you. One thing I can tell you about door-to-door jobs, no matter where you're at, you should yell that you're working for a company when you come up to the door. You should yell the company's name. If they don't know the company's name, they never heard of it, then you should yell, you know, I'm with a company, or you know, yell something of the effect, so that obviously the person in the house doesn't think it's something different.
That was the worst job ever. I hate it.
I need you to listen to me. No.
Okay, that's pretty much the end of this video. This lady's just talking about how jobs aren't worth your mental health. She doesn't really have any experiences to bring to the table. This is all just banter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, smash the like button. This stuff is, I mean, these people are lazy. They don't have good reasons to be. This is what it all comes down to, right? These people do not have good reasons. There's no good reason to just walk out of your job or just quit. If you want to switch jobs, switch occupations, go for it. Be my guest. I'll be there. I'll be clapping for you. You can put me as a reference. I'll even say you did a good job. Message me on Facebook. Be like, hey, dog, can I put you as a reference? Yeah, dude, I got you. I'll say you did a good job and everything. But walking out, that's not cool, dude. Don't be walking out. Don't be. If here's the thing, if you're gonna lose a job, if you're gonna have that job pretty much have to document it as a termination on your part, like they terminated you. If that's how it's got to go down, let them terminate you while you're doing your part. So pretty much what I mean by that is come in, do a good job, follow the company policy, and just go hard. Go as hard as you absolutely can on every little fucking thing you can do. Don't leave anything, don't leave a crumb. You know what I mean? Don't leave a crumb on the floor. Get everything, every piece of work that you can do in your position, and do it, and let them fire you. Ultimately, you're gonna have a lot more on your resume that way. You're gonna have a lot more purpose that way in the end. You're gonna see, like, you're just gonna learn a lot more when you actually try to do a good job, when you actually try to be the hero. Be the hero of the story, not the person who tries to stay out of the way. Be the hero. Get involved and get to work and do a great job, and let them fire you for doing so. I don't think that any of us should be working anyways, and it's not because of the reasons that they provide. It's because jobs these days stifle creativity. When you're actually doing a good job, or you actually know a better way of doing a good job, they don't like that. They want to stifle the creativity and keep things shitty. They don't want anybody to go above and beyond. They don't want anybody to break the mold. So when you do, you're going to end up fired, and you're going to have to, there's going to be two options. You're going to have the double down, like, I'm correct, and there's nothing I have to learn from here, or wait, there's something pretty big I have to learn from, and you take accountability for it, regardless of whose fault it actually was. You're going to have that option. Ultimately, if you're right, don't fucking give in. Don't let, incompetent people convince you and gaslight you into thinking that you're wrong. Because that's a path to a higher achievement. It's the beginning steps, but if you stick to it, that's a path to a higher achievement than what the average person would ever be able to accomplish, right? And your goal is to achieve what is maximum potential for you. You should be seeing your maximum potential You shouldn't be living at like 50%. You should be living at 100%. You deserve to be living at 100%. And none of us deserve to be middlemen working to sell a product that someone else created. Like, okay, what's his face made McDonald's and I'm sitting here selling the milkshakes. I'm like, what's his face made this milkshake? I'm sitting here selling it. This is bullshit. I'm just a middleman. Like, those are the types of thoughts you should be having as a McDonald's employee. Not, wow, this is shitty. I need to be a martial artist. I need to be a therapist. Like, that's all stupid. You're following a path that someone else already did. We need new paths. We need to create new paths. None of the paths that we have are bringing any fulfillment. Everybody threw fucking trees and logs over those paths, and we can no longer walk them comfortably. And so now we need to create new paths. We need new ideas. We need new creations. We need new manufacturing. We need to manufacture and we need to create. We need to be the source of these things, not a mere movement of these things. We can't be the messenger of these things. We can't be the people selling you the toilet paper. We need to be creating the toilet paper. You get what I'm saying? We can't just be buying the plates. We need to create the plates. We can't just be buying microphones and camera chargers that are made in China. We have to be making them here. We're going into karmatic debt. Our country's going into karmatic debt. We're not providing enough for the world as the world provides for us. The world gives us every invention we could possibly imagine. We translate it into English. We adapt it into our... We adopt it, adapt it, however you want to fucking say it, into our culture. And all we do is move it around to our people. That's all we get. That's all we get paid to do. There is no intrinsic value there. We're not actually creating something. We're not making something new. We're just moving what somebody else made. And there's not... We can't keep screwing people over in our country doing this. Eventually we have to actually create something. There has to be people who actually create things. And not just little mom and pop shop with the candles. Those are cool. Those are cool and I'm not hating them. It's a good living. But we need to be fucking doing something big. We need to be manufacturing something big. Something large. I'm talking about like change the world. Something revolutionary. We need to be creating this and providing it something revolutionary to the world. Part of we've done AI. What else? We need more. There's never going to be enough inventions because progress, if people continue to have the drive for it, which they can if people are actually rewarded for it, progress is going to come inevitably. It'll continue to, like, you're never going to not have room to grow in the world.